Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing the part-time YouTuber tag. I saw Hope Mess Tom and Teresa is Dead do this video and I thought it was super fun. Might be a cool way for you to get to know me a little bit better. I will link their videos in the description box below. Definitely check out their channels. They're both super awesome and a total breath of fresh air in this overly saturated beauty space. And today is my first time filming on an actual camera. I have a Canon camera in front of me. I can't believe it. I've had this camera for a year and I've just been too scared to take it out of the box because I'm like terrified of learning about photography and videography and lighting and everything. But today's the day we're doing it. So if the lighting's weird, if the sound is weird, if the frame is weird, I'm just gonna have to get used to it. So bear with me and let's jump into the tag. Okay, so the first question is, what is your main gig? Do you work full-time? Are you a student, a parent? Spill the beans. That was several questions, but my main gig is I do have a full-time job. If you don't know, or if you're new here, I have a Q&A on my channel. All the information is the same job, same boyfriend, same dog, everything. So I'll also link that video if you wanna watch a much longer Q&A. But I have the same job. I'm still head of business development at a global entertainment marketing firm. We do movie trailers, we do key art, which are like movie posters. So, you know, we've done the movie posters for Star Wars, or we'll run the social media accounts for the Euphoria show. We designed the Netflix lobby for their headquarters. We do the trailers for Stranger Things and a lot of really awesome shows. So it's a pretty cool job to have. I'm not personally a creative, but it's really cool to be around creatives. My business is a lot of prospecting, finding people to contact, and primarily I'm finding movie studios and networks, but mostly going after new streaming platforms or finding ways that we can diversify our portfolio through, you know, music or sports, or now we've launched a gaming division, so I'm supporting that in 2022. So that's my full-time job. I've been there for about 3 years and I really love it. I love my boss. I get to work from home, so it's a pretty sweet setup. Okay, next question is, what made you want to start YouTube? Honestly, it was the lack of friends in my life that shared the same passions. I love makeup and skincare. I think my passion comes through in the way that I talk about it and think about it in such detail, at least in my head, I don't know. You know, my mom didn't wear any makeup. I wasn't close with any like aunts or uncles or grandparents or cousins. I'm an only child, so I kind of just had myself, and that's how, as a kid, I fell into YouTube very quickly. It kind of made me feel like I had more friends. I honestly have not had a ton of friends in my life. I have really struggled in high school. I hated everyone. Went to college, had a similar experience at NYU when I joined a sorority, and I only have a few very close friends in my life. So I just had always really wanted to connect with people who also loved makeup, and I just fucking love YouTube. YouTube is like the #1 way that I unwind at the end of the day. It is my me time. Like when I am on YouTube, I am my best self. I had actually wanted to start a channel for over 10 years. So this would have been it would have been before 2012. Yeah, so it would have been probably 2010, maybe earlier than that. And I told a couple people in my life I wanted to start a YouTube channel, and across the board, everyone told me it was a stupid idea. They kind of made fun of me for it, made me feel bad about it. Looking back, you know, my dad just didn't understand it. At the time, I was training to be an actress. I was in dance classes, singing classes, vocal tech, acting classes, constantly auditioning in New York. And my dad just thought that YouTube would kind of derail that focus and thought I should be focusing on auditioning all the time. Thumper, hey, no barking. But I also had an ex-boyfriend who was a total dick about it, and just, it became this sort of dream I had that I felt I would never really do. And it wasn't until I started dating John, who I've been with for now, you know, 6.5 years, until things really changed. And John actually kind of gave me an ultimatum. I had been complaining about this dream that I had and always wanting to be on YouTube, and it got to the point where he was just so sick of hearing about it. And he was like, listen, I want a partner who's gonna go after their dreams and not just talk about them for the rest of their lives. He was getting like really, really tired of hearing me complain about it and just constantly talk about YouTube and not do anything. He believed in me and knew that I could do it, but I really needed that kick in the ass to get started because I was so afraid of starting a YouTube channel. I still don't know anything about lighting, about equipment, or anything about anything. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And that was such a huge barrier to entry for me. And it totally paid off. I now have a ton of friends who love beauty. A lot of them live in LA. A ton of them are in New York, Denver. Like, I just now have so many people I could meet in every city and finally feel like there are people I could just talk about lip gloss with for an hour. And it sounds so stupid and so trivial, but like, that really was missing in my life. It's such a huge passion of mine. I'm just so thankful to YouTube that I was able to find people who can share the same vision and share the same things. All right, the next question is, what's your channel about? Do you stick to one niche or do you cover a few? So my channel, obviously, State of Kate, is currently about makeup primarily, not even like skincare. I rarely do skincare videos, rarely do like hair care stuff. It's pretty much all makeup, but I would like to diversify that in the future. I really want to get into vlogs. I love watching vlogs. I love watching people's lives, and I really just want to diversify my channel because I'm also struggling with the beauty industry in terms of the way people give feedback and the way people are so critical. It's in a specific way in the beauty industry. I know that all YouTubers get hate comments, and that is just what happens. But the beauty industry has a lot of very unique challenges, and that's just only one part of my life and one part of my passion. You know, I'm super passionate about my career. I love showing cocktails and dinner recipes on Instagram. I would love to get more into vlogging. So for now, my niche is beauty, but hopefully in the future I can open it up a little bit. The next question is, did you always know YouTube would be a side gig, or do you ever want to be a full-time YouTuber? Interesting question. I would like to be a full-time YouTuber, but not in the same capacity. Ideally, I would diversify my content, and then that could be something more sustainable. I think I would go fucking crazy if I had to talk about makeup for every single video full time, because I'm really limited in my skills and what I like. I don't want to be one of those full-time YouTubers that has like a whole room full of shit. I just don't want that. I like that my makeup fits into 3 drawers and that's it. And so maybe I'm just thinking about this in a very inside the box kind of way, but I just feel like I would totally want to do full time if I were vlogging more, and if I were showing more of my life, talking more about my experiences. If you followed me on Instagram and you ever saw my highlight, what's it called? Show me a pic of, where like someone DMs you to show a picture of a certain thing in your life and you show them, check that highlight out on my Instagram page, because I have lived like 10 lives. I've had a lot of very unique experiences, and I just think it would be really fun to share those. But I also know that people subscribe to me for makeup, so it gets to be a little bit tricky. But it would be difficult for me because I grew up in a financially unstable environment, had a lot of money growing up, wealthy parents, and then in 2008 it just crashed. We lost it all, our house. Maybe one day I'll get into it, but after that, the most important thing in my life became financial stability. I am so scared of losing everything again. So it would be really difficult for me to ever take the leap and do YouTube full time. I love my job because I do get a reliable paycheck. I make great money at work, and it would be really hard to give that up. And I don't see myself ever being able to leave that for quite a few years, because my channel's growing really slowly. And that's because I really can't dedicate myself to improving my content and filming more regularly. But if it ever got to the point where I could get there, then I would definitely consider doing it full time. Oh God, this is another terrible question. What's your schedule like? When do you film? When do you edit? I don't have a schedule, because with my work meetings, it's totally sporadic every week. And for me to film using the best light, it's usually in the morning, and that's usually when my meetings are. So that's why I have no consistent upload schedule. It's totally all over the place. So what I'll do is I'll just wake up a little bit earlier, make sure that I answer my emails and get through all of that. I'll film, then I'll go back to working. I'm generally just editing at night. You know, I'll edit from like 6 to 10 p.m., sometimes later. And filming and editing also just takes up my weekends. So I pretty much don't have a life outside work and YouTube, but I'm trying to hustle as much as I can so I can grow my channel. The next question is, how do you keep your YouTube channel organized? Oh no. Do you plan videos ahead or just film what you feel like? Yeah, I film what I feel like. Unless I have a sponsored video that has like a live date that is in a contract for a brand, then I pretty much just go with the flow. I have like a general list of videos I want to film, but most of the time I get more inspired to do something else based on like a DM someone sent me or a new product launch or something like that. So right now, a couple videos I have in the works. I'm gonna do like a quick Zoom ready work routine. I'm gonna do probably another Q&A. Let me know if you wanna see that. I'm gonna do a full like best and worst liquid lip balm video. I'm gonna do my dupes video. I'm gonna do the one and done eyeshadow video. So I have a very loose idea, but generally it's whatever I feel like that day. Oh, this is a great question. Okay, so how do you feel about sponsored videos on YouTube? Have you or would you ever do one on your channel? I love sponsored videos. Influencers of the past and some of the present have given sponsored posts a really bad reputation. And I totally get it. I'm a huge consumer of YouTube. Like, I watch YouTube constantly. And when I see someone post a sponsored video, I'm like, can I really trust them? And even me, as a YouTuber who does sponsored videos, I still get those kind of spidey senses. And the reason for that is so many years went by without the FTC really enforcing us to disclose sponsorships. And so you would be watching these YouTubers and they would review a product and they would just be talking about it and giving all these talking points, and you're like, is this an ad? And you couldn't tell, and there was never any ad. And for a lot of the big YouTubers who've been doing this for a long time, they very clearly struggle with it because they haven't been used to disclosing those ads properly. So for me, there are a few different ways I try to make sure that things are like very clearly authentic and very clearly disclosed. I always put my like hashtag ad in the first sentence in the description box. I also click the paid promotion box in my YouTube studio, and that signifies audiences that I'm getting paid for the video. But beyond proper disclosures, I have a very strict set of guidelines for sponsored content. It has to be a brand that I want to work with regularly. So I work with Fit Glow, In Beauty, Wander Beauty, Beauty Pie, and M Cosmetics. And it's really important to me to work with brands that I really love. I have a few specific rules that brands have to meet in order for me to accept a partnership. And the first thing is I have to be able to test the product for a few weeks, ideally. Sometimes that doesn't work with their schedule, but they will at least give me 5 days, if not a full week, to test the product to make sure I truly like it and I don't have any like reactions or anything like that. And I have had a few brands, mostly the larger brands like that are carried at Sephora, or especially drugstore brands, will not let you test the products in advance. I just cannot ever agree to that, because my channel is all about like sharing my negative feedback, because I'm a critical bitch. Like, I'm super picky. It's hard for me to really fall in love with products, and I like to keep my collection relatively minimal. So if a brand doesn't let me test a product prior to agreeing to the sponsored post, it's not gonna happen. There've been a lot of times when brands have reached out to me to do a sponsored video and I've tested the product and I got back to them and said, I'm so sorry, but I just cannot, in good conscience, authentically promote this product because, you know, it stung my eyes or I didn't like the formula, whatever it was. I just feel like it's really sad that sponsored content has gotten such a bad reputation, because it is so exciting as a creator when you land a campaign that you're pumped about, where you feel like you're getting paid what you deserve, and for there to always just be this stigma around sponsored posts, it really sucks. But I just hope that my people know that I'm really testing the products in advance. A lot of us are really doing it authentically and are really excited about what we're promoting, and it just sucks that there's this kind of air of negativity around sponsorships. But hopefully you guys trust me, and hopefully you're sort of aligned with my approach. The last question is, what do you think is the biggest challenge of doing YouTube part-time? Definitely trying to make sure that you are juggling all of your balls and that you don't drop any. For me, filming is a joy. I could sit down in front of the camera all day, every day, and be just thrilled. But I hate creating thumbnails. I hate posting on Instagram to kind of boost the YouTube video. And I hate editing and uploading. Truly, I get no joy out of the behind the scenes aspect of YouTube. I don't have any interest really in learning photography or videography. I don't know why I am so adverse to learning new skills. It would just make my channel grow faster and make everything easier for me, but I just don't get any joy out of editing and learning about filming and all of the behind the scenes strategies for Instagram and YouTube. All I've ever wanted is to just sit down and be myself and be on camera. Now I'm at the point where I really would like to grow my channel more, and I'm having to think about, you know, buying products the second they come out so I can get the review out and I can, you know, have the best SEO so that people can come to my channel who are searching for the product, having to strategize about my YouTube channel and having to strategize about my thumbnail and what are the trending thumbnail designs right now. Like, you know, every beauty YouTuber has like a cutout of them on their thumbnail. Like that's the trendy thing. Having to use multiple platforms, like learn all the Instagram strategies and pushing reels. Now I just made a TikTok account trying to grow that so I can support everything synergistically, and that's the shit that I hate. All of the work that goes into every single platform and all of the editing and the thumbnails. Thumper, excuse me, I'm filming. No barking. And make sure that you're engaging with other creators and doing all the work on Instagram and TikTok. It's just all too much. It's just that there are so many balls you gotta juggle. When you're a YouTuber, there's so many things that go on behind the scenes that people have no idea about. I mean, my God, it took me like an hour and a half just to set this up. I know that wasn't very specific. It was like, what's the biggest challenge? But it's all of the challenges. That's what makes it so challenging. That was a lot of things that I just complained about, but honestly, sometimes you just gotta vent. But I'm excited. This is my first time filming with an actual camera. I've got my Canon camera. I can't believe it. And I just bought Final Cut Pro for my computer, so I no longer am gonna be just using shitty iMovie. And I just bought a new MacBook Pro that's so much faster and allows me to edit in like a quarter of the time. Hopefully I can solve some of these challenges, but I gotta say, like, I'm really struggling with it because all I want is to do more YouTube because it makes me happy. That's it for today's video. What did you think? I hope the lighting and the sound was okay. I don't even know if like the audio was on. I don't even know if this is filming. Like, we'll fucking see. I will leave my previous Q&A in the description box below, so check that out and let me know if you want me to do another Q&A. If so, leave me some questions in the comment section below. I would really love to share more of my life because I've had quite an interesting one and it would be cool to share more of it with you all. Okay, before we go, just for the sake of the video, because it's me, I'm trying this new Urban Decay lip plumper in My Dude, and it's so nice. It's like thick and shiny and plushious. It's a little like, it's got a little stick to it, which I like. I feel like people aren't talking about this. They should be. It's really good. Okay, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.